Hey there, people. Good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Time is approaching again towards midnight. It's around 11:30. I'm doing a couple of videos. Primarily, this video is the one related to fragrance review or list. So I have about 12 fragrances, which I feel are very romantic. I repeat these videos every few months because, let's see, I don't even look at my previous video. So just want to see how many I changed, or swapped, right? And those who like to wear something a little bit, they are looking for a dating scenario, or they think like these fragrances, you want to pick up something that smells romantic. To me, in my world, these are romantic fragrances. Okay, so I wanted to initially pick only about 8, then it became 10, and from 10 it's gone 12, so I didn't let it go to 15. So I have reviewed all of them, and I am looking at them. They are more or less all sweeter, darker, spicy fragrances. I tried to find a fragrance that is fresh yet romantic, but couldn't think of any. So these are the times. So let's start with one kind of surprising, bit old fragrance. I have put a few in there which people wouldn't see coming. Like there are a few fragrances that are missing from the list. Okay, I just wanted to put something not like less obvious, right? First of all, I wanted to put this one, this bad boy, the OG Lemal. Okay, I used to call it Lamal, but anyway, Jean Paul Gaultier's this fragrance. Not many people I know, like in the younger crowd, like 20 to 30, would actually purchase this or rock it or make it their signature scent. People who are in their 40s, perhaps they can 30 to 40, this age range, people may still rock this. That mint, lavender, tonka. I think there's tonka and then vanilla, kind of like a sweet powdery fragrance, which is very sensual. Like I have it on my hand. The thing is, it takes me back immediately 10 years back, like back in the days when I got this for the first time. This fragrance, I would not say I liked it more than Ultra Male, but nowadays I can see it has a timeless classic feel. Okay, I have another fragrance like this in this list, which is also powdery, but this fragrance is still like special. Okay, in a way, this is romantic, in my humble opinion, also masculine, little bit bad boy vibe, like a single guy, he's attractive, also not really, you cannot like understand him very like easily, right? Kind of like complex, mysterious kind of a guy, and it can be worn nowadays with the formulation we have now. I would say you can wear this all year round, just that not the heavy humid days, right? So Lamal, I need to get a backup bottle of this. This is kind of few years old bottle. I used to have the very vintage version of it, which was like not very vintage, but the previous, like Puig, isn't it Puig, or before BPI version? Yeah, I had that. So first one is Lamal. It's a classic. It's a beautiful fragrance. Still appeals to me. The next one is the most unexpected one on this list. I was looking and something funny happened. Okay, funny happened in this way that I actually thought I have sold this bottle and I let it go, and it was in somewhere in the back here, behind one of the stall bottles, and I was like looking for one, like what do we have here, Then I suddenly see this cap and I'm like, I still have this, and I thought I let it go. It made me very happy because sometimes you thought it's gone but it's still there. It makes you surprised. This is called Joop, and this is called, I think, Le Parfum. Okay, Parfum version. So this was a partial buy for me. I bought it about this much full from a person, and I used it a lot. I decanted some of it, but this fragrance was so special in a way that this is not like sickeningly sweet, like a syrupy that you get from the original pink juice. This is a bit more mature. This still has sweetness, but this is so much more modern. And there's also the EDP version. I wanted to try it, but this one is in that family of the iris, I think. Okay, what I get from this is very sweet still. It is sweet, but it's warm, sweet, and a little bit like sophisticated. And this reminds me of fragrances like DHIs, like all those iris-based fragrances, VUI, Givenchy Gentleman, those. But this one is thicker. Okay, like this is more thicker sweetness than the fluffy sweetness of those, and it's not like going to any other direction but the sweetness. So if you like fragrances sweet, long lasting, I would say this is a very underrated gem, and I think this smells very romantic because of the sweetness. I associate romance with sweet. I don't know why, because maybe chocolate, you want to smell sweet and sexy in there, so most of the fragrances are sweet here. Okay, so the biggest surprise here is this one, Yopom Le Parfum. I really love this fragrance. Okay, and this is affordable too. The next one is the fragrance. This is always in my rotation. I never ever have broken up with this fragrance. The reason being, this has been my starting fragrance when I was in university. This was my father's signature scent. That's why I picked it up. I had a very little 30 ml bottle. Then I went all the way to hundreds, Boss Bottled. Those who know, they know. Hugo Boss Bottle is one of the oldest fragrances in the community now. Most people who use it right now, they are in fragrance game for some time. They are OGs. So the sweetness about this is not super sweet like the previous two. This is sweet, but there is this cinnamon apple combination, and it's kind of like a warm pie smell. Okay, and the spices in this is just adequate. The apple is like so familiar. I think even if you think like this is a casual, like a okay fragrance, but trust me, sometimes less is more. Okay, let's say you are going out in a date and you're thinking like, I have to wear something to impress her, like people are wearing this and that, like heavy niche fragrances. Wear this and you'll not see maybe many people are wearing Boss Bottled, and you smell simple yet manly. This is a very manly masculine perfume. Boss Bottled, still my favorite from the whole house. Okay, so Boss Bottled is my number 3. Okay, number 4. This is very well known. This is now super expensive. I don't think it's worth that money. But when it was out, initial years, this one was super hype. Everybody could get it because it could be had for under $60. Now it's more than $80-$90 per 100 ml. I have a 150 ml bottle here. Dolce & Gabbana, the One EDP. This one usually makes all my romantic list. Reason being, I feel this fragrance, even though it's not very powerful, but it's subtle, it's confident, it's manly, and it is sexy. It has tobacco. It has, think tropical fruit punch, okay, and think amber. It is very difficult to describe. It has kind of like a Cuban, like the hat if you're wearing, and you're wearing those Cuban shirts, with the 3/4 pants, and you're just having your sunglasses, and just walking around, on a holiday or something like that. You see James Bond or Thomas Crown Affair, that movie, if you know, Pierce Brosnan. Watch that movie if you haven't. Great film. This is that fragrance, this is that feel. Very masculine, macho, but very elegant and gentle as well. Okay, so if you're going for like, close encounters, or if you're going to give a hug or dance, this is obviously beautiful fragrance. I would wear some on my hair, on my neck, and on my shirt. So Dolce & Gabbana, the One EDP. Next one, bit hard to find now. I always, even yesterday, I put it in my list. This is Men Prive. Take it from me, if you are chasing the brand new flankers of any JPG or Paco Rabanne, they're going to cost you. Even fragrances from House of Armani, I don't think they're worth even half the prices. The new releases, they're just ridiculous. Like $990 for a little Aqua DJ Absolute, whatever the new one, the small 55 ml bottle or 60 ml. I don't see, even they're great fragrance, I wouldn't buy them, but it's worth hunting this down. This one is selling for now $120 in our current market, 120, 30. The vintage of this is going to cost you like 160, 70. If you can get 150 ml, buy this. Okay, this fragrance is so stunning. Sometimes we appreciate things after they're gone, then we search for it. I am still searching for a backup bottle. I have 2 bottles of it. I still want one more backup. Men Prive is that fragrance. Sweet whiskey. It's romantic for single guys. Okay, let's say you are still single in your 30s, 20s, and you just like, walking around. If a married man wear this, I feel like he's looking for attention, even though he is happily married. But these are my silly assumptions. But in general, this smells like a single guy, with a lot of confidence, might wear suit, in the clubs. He's elegant, again, mysterious. He has a bad boy vibe like Lamal, but this is super. Like first 2 hours of this opening is just like breathtaking. I just love that pomelo whiskey and then the leather combination. It's a very nice perfume, very nice fragrance, especially in the colder months when there's a little bit breeze. Man, Men Prive does its magic. Amazing fragrance. Check it out. So the next one is the most rare here. Okay, I hope I don't drop the bottle. After a few reps, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. I was working out a little bit, but suddenly, I think maybe a bit too many. So this one, when I was talking about Lamal, if you like powdery dry downs, okay, there are a few of them here, they do that. But this fragrance, some people call it very overhyped, overpriced. This is definitely overpriced now. $400-$500 is not worth it. But when I got it, man, I enjoyed it in those winters. I would not wear this every day, but those winters, it's really cold in the evening and you're just taking a drive, you're just enjoying the city lights, and you have this on. It smells dreamy. If you like Versace Dreamer, Bvlgari's Black, you can try this one, Midnight in Paris by Van Cleef & Arpels. But when I say you can try it, I would be actually sad to say that, because you cannot actually get to try this readily available. It's no longer in the malls. It used to be 25 quids in the UK ones, okay? And sadly, now it's all gone. But it's like that mild leather, sweetness, and also very dreamy, okay? I don't know if it has tonka. It's beautiful. It's really, there's nothing like it in my collection, apart from Bvlgari's black. This one actually is the most dreamy bottle as well. If you can find it somewhere, give it a try, okay? But it's not worth paying $250, $400, okay? But Midnight in Paris, what a beautiful name. So let's start the top six. Number six, I'm going to go with this one, Tom Ford Noir Extreme, okay? This fragrance, it's still somehow, it's like Tom Ford's one of the best perfumes ever. It just smells so good. It smells sweet, it smells sexy. I wore this so many years. This is a perfect dating scenario fragrance. Like, if you are looking to wear something for dating, you can get Le Mal, Le Parfum, or this one. These two for me are two of the kings, okay? Some people say this fragrance after reformulation is a bit weak. Tom Ford's, don't make that assumption. Tom Fords are never weak, okay? Maybe the older batches grow stronger over the years, but if you let your new batch sit in the collection for 1.5 years, man, it's gonna get strong anyway. But this perfume is just beautiful. Kulfi, and then the cardamom, okay? It's kind of chocolatey. Some people compare this with Nuit de L'Homme, but I do see the comparison, but this is a different kind of fragrance, okay? So this, for me, is one of the most romantic ones, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. So number five, some of the big players are here. Cartier Declaration, Soir. Now this one, sadly, once again, discontinued, hard to find. You really have to search for it. I think they're gonna ask for about $100-something now, which used to be like only $55, $60, okay? And this plain looking bottle, I had this one so many years, for so many years. And also I had that the Cartier Declaration Intense or Extreme, that black bottle. That one was a bit too spicy for me because of the pepper. But this one, the pepper is right. It has pink pepper, perhaps. It has the beautiful rose and sandalwood. Man, this fragrance, I usually am not very big fan of fragrances which has heavy, beautiful opening, and the dry down is kind of meh, and it's not really interesting. This is interesting, okay? It's as interesting in the opening as in the dry down. Man, this fragrance lasts a long time. I just think perfect fragrance if you're just going to go for a date once again. It's like the sweet, warm, spicy, floral rose. Man, it's very difficult to find a fragrance as good as that. Even Amouage Lyric Man has nothing on this, okay? Declaration Don't Soir. So number four, these are all great. You can buy any of these. They're not going to be disappointing. Nuit de L'Homme 2019 version, okay? That's why the juice color is a bit dark. If you buy the newer ones, the juice color is going to be transparent, mild green perhaps. But these, these bottles, no matter how many times people say, man, this is overpriced now. Yeah, I understand. $120, $30 for Nuit de L'Homme now, from $80 once. It hurts. But I would actually invest in this one rather than many other mindless flankers, okay? This is known, and I always say, like, ladies love this stuff, and it means a lot. You wear fragrances for, I'm not saying that begging for compliments, you're not begging, but you are not even searching. But if you get any, it will make you feel great because you know that you smell good. So it makes you happy, so even though it's not the purpose, but I would not lie to you, man. Sometimes when you get attention, when you get a compliment, it feels good, okay? So this is one of those feel good fragrances. Just have to respray every 3 hours. This is the only thing, even with the old formulation. But the spice, the cardamom, that bergamot, man, there is the lavender, the chocolate, man. Nuit de L'Homme is hard to beat. I would have to say, even though it's overpriced and a bit weak for what it is, it's great. That's number four. Number three, modern masterpiece, Brioni Edp Intense. Time for me to get a backup bottle because my bottle reached halfway. I actually should have bought it before Eid. I don't know why I didn't get it. Just smells good. If anything smells better than the previous three, is this one. With all due respect, of course. It's hard to explain why this fragrance is so addictive. It has something in it, the quality, okay? It's timeless classic, like Daniel's Icon. You can say some fragrances are better than that, worse than that, but there's nothing exactly like Daniel's Icon, okay? There is this thing about this perfume, okay? It's perfection. There's nothing I want to improve upon on this. Some people say spotty in longevity. No, not on me. It is spicy. It is apple. Maybe some people say oud, but this is the level of sexiness, and there's nothing in the market that smells this good, okay? This is why for the smell, it's 10. That's why it's so good. And also, the magnetic cap is sexy, okay? That's number two. Sorry, that's number three. Number two, my one of my love affairs of my life, Angel Share. It reminds me of the times when I was in love. Okay, I was full on in love with. Anyway, so this fragrance, I wore it with so much happiness. If I have to describe it, every time I think of wearing Angel Share, when my bottle was down, when I got it back up, it made me happy like a child. Okay, because how good this smells. It's just the smell. All these fragrances are here for the smell. Not they have to be small or anything, but for the price, it's maybe expensive. The longevity is very, very good. Bottle is beautiful. It's just a special fragrance that somehow made a place in my heart. It stayed there. I never could replace this with anything. I wouldn't. Okay, so Angel Share, definitely there's a new version which is more boozy. Apparently, I want to try that, but the price point, man. But Angel Share number two, most one of the most romantic fragrances ever. Number one, any guesses? Any guesses? You guys would know if you know me. It has to be the one. Every single list in the last few months I did, this one came. Like if it was in the list, it had to be number one. Okay, Dior Intense. Okay, yes, there are better alternatives to this right now. Reserve Prive, Givenchy Gentleman only line. Great pick, great smell, great longevity, and better price. This is now really overpriced. Okay, I'm just sorry to see this fragrance. They increase the price so much in my local market, man. $200 for Dior Intense, 150 ml, man. This hurts. Okay, and why it hurts? Because this used to be only maybe 150 for 150 ml, but I still love it. I still love because Dior Intense defines me, not defies me, defines me who I am. Even last night I went out just to get some dinner, just for like a brief drive. And I looked at the weather outside and I'm like, it rained a bit, it's a little bit breezy. I'm like, let's go Dior Intense. I sprayed twice after the evening walk and I went out, made me feel great, absolutely great every time. Like Brioni and this never disappoints me, never gets boring. Like, oh, like, sometimes you have that feeling, oh man, this fragrance is not going to be like as sexy as I used to think back in the days. No, 2016, how I felt about it, same way I feel about it 2025. That's the magic of Dior Intense. Number one is DHI. Do let me know what are your favorite romantic fragrances, and I would love to read your comments. And maybe I will try some of them. If you suggest I haven't tried. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.